Welcome to Let's Be Honest. I'm your host, John Elerick, not to be confused with acting legend John Elerick.
We need something flexible to strap them in. Pantyhose.
Not to be confused with B-movie actor John Elerick, star of Embryo, Earthquake, and the 1983 made-for-TV film Mad, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. Its message still resonates today. Moms are always up in your business when you're just trying to party. Also, kids, don't drink and drive. Take an Uber. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what the hell am I watching? I'll tell you what you're watching. Success. Some people say there's no way to predict if a show will be a hit or not. Well, they're wrong, because there's a very simple, easy-to-follow formula that guarantees a hit every single time. You need two things. A 3-word show title, and your host's first name has to be John. Don't believe me? Well, maybe these ring a bell. The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Want me to keep going? Because it doesn't end there. Who didn't love the 1950s smash hit What's My Line, hosted by John Daly? Not to be confused with John Daly, professional alcoholic who occasionally plays golf. Listen, I could literally name thousands of other examples, but I'm not going to. That's not necessary. Me proving you wrong proves nothing. That's not what this show is about. This show is about being honest with ourselves, with each other. And let me tell you, do we have a show for you tonight? Now, seeing as this is our inaugural episode, I figured we'd start off with something light that everyone could agree with. So tonight we begin with a subject that nobody can deny, and that is, we are so totally f***ed as a society. And for those of you saying, that's a little morbid, it's true. We're so f***ed. And I'm not talking about things like population growth, climate change, wealth inequality, nuclear energy, chemical warfare, none of that. Clearly, we're f***ed there. Obviously. Come on. I'm talking about in simple, everyday life. Take, for instance, last week, walking around Office Depot. By the way, time when you have a choice at which depot to shop, make it Office Depot. Office Depot. Now, that's my kind of depot. So I'm walking around Office Depot, and I see this. Reduced effort staplers. That is a real picture that I took, I kid you not. This is where we are as a society. Life's become so easy that we're forced to make reduced effort versions of already menial tasks. Warning signs were there with clap-on lights and instant mashed potatoes, but we chose to ignore them. We're so unbelievably f***ed. Now, who's hungry? Introducing KFC's Zinger Double Down King. Oh, yeah. Now, at first glance, it's hard to process what you're seeing. Let me walk you through it. They start with breaded fried chicken, and then they drown that in ranch or cheese. Maybe a little bit of both, I'm not quite sure. Then they place a definitely less than 100% beef patty on top of that. Smother that in barbecue sauce, throw some bacon on top of that, add even more barbecue sauce. Never enough barbecue sauce. And top it off with another breaded fried piece of chicken. Mmm! Now that's good eats. I'll have 2. And a Coke. Diet.
Thanks for choosing American.
Hey guys, you want to hear a joke?
See you the next time you fly. Sure.
Have you heard the one about the cow, chicken, and pig who all walk into a bar and the bartender says this is actually a KFC, then takes them in the back, slaughters them, and makes a sandwich out of them, and sells that sandwich to people who actually pay for it and eat it?
No.
I wish that was a joke.
We are without a shredded doubt so f***ed. Picture this. In 1839, French painter Paul Delaroche was quoted as saying, "From this day on, painting is dead." He remarked this after seeing the examples of the daguerreotype, the first successful photographic process. Recently, a list of the most expensive photographs in the world was published. Let's take a look and see how much they fetched. Swear to God, this is real and depressing. First up, Richard Avedon's Dovima with elephants, $1.1 million. Now this, I kind of understand. It was taken 60 years ago. There are elephants in this picture. They're not going to be around forever because human beings are the worst thing to happen to this planet. So it's kind of a trip down memory lane, or pre-extinction lane. So I get it, I guess. Next photo. Chicago Board of Trade, $2.3 million. Now before you throw something, just know that this is part of a series. May I present Chicago Board of Trade 3, which sold for $3.2 million. Now you may throw something. Go ahead. Let it out. Chicago Board of Trade 2 wasn't for sale, I'm assuming because it was destroyed. And if it was, I want to say on camera, I had nothing to do with it. I'm a huge supporter of the arts. Now, to you, the uneducated, I know this just looks like a random snapshot, but you're wrong. Let's hear from an expert.
Chicago Board of Trade is important because here you have this throng of activity with infernal allusions to the Malebolge and Dante's Divina Commedia.
Exactly. I immediately thought the same thing. If there's one thing this photo reminds me of, it's Margaret Bone's Bordante. I mean, the correlation is actually frightening. Now, this next photo sold for $3.3 million, but in fairness, it's two photos in one and a bargain. May I present to you 99-cent to Diptychon. Now, the irony that the fifth most expensive photograph of all time was taken at a 99-cent store is mind-boggling. I'll have you know that all these photos, aside from the first one, were taken by the same guy, Andreas Gursky, including this last one, which sold for $4.3 million. Everything in the universe. Take it in. Just take a moment. Just enjoy it. That's Rhine, too. That picture sold for more than this house. You know what? This is stupid. Complaining, that's not going to get me anywhere. I'm going to get in on this racket. May I present to you Lakers. Too bad, you're awful again this year. It's part of a yearly series that follows the struggles of a once great basketball dynasty and their ultimate collapse into oblivion. It's only $1.4 million. Next up is Dual Perspective. I took that in Hawaii, it's sunset. Those are Ray-Bans. That one is $7.75 million. It's very special to me. And finally, we have High Times. It's riddled with irony because I'm jumping really high in the picture, and I was also really high at the time. And yes, before you ask, that is a fanny pack. Some parts of India are very dangerous. I could let that go for, off the top of my head, 26.3, let's call it 26 million even. Man, if only it were that easy. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, I only need 8. We are so totally f***ed as a society. We'll be right back. With 2015 upon us, it's officially a new beginning, a fresh start, a step forward. But seeing as we're just a week into the new year, let's turn around, take a giant step back, and dip our toe one final time into the cold, embarrassing waters of 2014.